Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. So we are at week 20 of my reboot for the year, and I wanted to give you guys an update on how things are going with me. I know I haven't really been consistent with my results videos. I'm trying to get them up every week, but I think I missed one last week. But things are pretty much the same over here. So I want to get into it. I want to let you guys know how I'm doing. I'll give you a scale update, and I'm going to be taking my inches since it's June 1st today. I'll take my inches. We'll see what I lost for the month of May and talk about it. Let's go. Alright guys, if you are new here, welcome. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. I'm the incredible shrinking Steffi, and this channel is my journey to lose a total of 200 pounds from my highest weight of 374. I've lived with obesity my entire life, and so I share my story, I share my experiences on this channel that I've had for 4.5 years now. In August it'll be 5 years, and we take this journey together. So if that interests you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, I have a support group on Facebook, The Shrinkable, so come join us over there. Follow me on social media. All of that is down below. All right, guys, so I'm filming in the car today, and I feel like it's like really close to my face. So I'm sorry if it's like a major close-up of me. This is as far back as I can get it. So, yeah, let's just get into the video. Let's just start talking about my life right now. Oh, I've mentioned this in every other video recently, is that I feel like I've just figured it out. I've figured out how to do this. I figured out how to live with complete freedom with food, but also learning how to be smart and making myself a priority and being able to lose weight at the same time. It only took me 44 years, guys. You know, that's cool. Oh gosh, I've just lived a certain way my entire life, and when you do that, it is so hard to break those habits. It's so hard because it feels so uncomfortable when you're doing it. It doesn't feel right. It feels uncomfortable. But that is the point. If you're feeling uncomfortable right now on your journey, if you're stuck in a place and you're struggling to get through, man, just push yourself to get through that moment and the next moment and the next moment. Because really, guys, the last 4.5 years have changed me. It has changed me as a person. It changed my mentality. And I feel like I'm in a place now, the place that I've wanted to be, the place that I've wanted to be my entire life. I feel like I'm there now, but I also put in all the work the last 4.5 years. Everything that I have done in the last 4.5 years, really my whole life, but really talking about this journey here, the work that I've put in has changed me. It has changed me, and it's still changing me. I'm not there yet, you know, but man, I have grown. I've learned how to do this. I am fixing my relationship with food. I no longer look at foods and tell myself I can't have that, you know, because that was what popped up in my head my whole life. I would see something bad and I would say, I can't have that. And what does that do when you tell yourself, I can't have that? It makes you want it more, right? Because we're rebels. We want it because we can't have it. It makes us want it even more, and it feeds that craving and it feeds that addiction. And that is what has happened to me my entire life, because as a little girl, I was obese and I was constantly put on diets. And so those favorite foods of mine were always being ripped away. It was always told to me that they're bad, they're not good for me, there are things that I cannot eat. And yes, I believe that there are foods that we should stay away from, foods that don't agree with us. There's some crappy foods out there, right? But I'm trying to fix this relationship with food, fix my mindset where I can tell myself, all right, I can have that if I want to, but do I want to right now? Is it worth it right now? How well did I do today? Do I have some extra room for some calories? You know, it's like getting your mind right, but also not looking at that food and labeling it as a bad food because it just feeds your addiction. If you live with sugar and carb addiction like I have my whole life, man, do I know the struggle. I know the struggle. And I've always restricted myself. Back in the day, I was doing Atkins, doing low carb, and then I went to keto, and then I went to low carb again. So it was like I was always restricting myself. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a good egg fast. I love little fasts here and there that shock your body, get things moving. I am definitely a fan. I will continue to do those. I'm not talking about that. I feel like those things are good for us once in a while, you know, and to challenge ourselves. But when you are constantly depriving yourself of foods that you love, it's gonna mess with your head. It is going to mess with your head. Now, everybody is so different. There are people out there that they do better when they stay away from those foods, when they don't have them. That's great. You know, find your way, find what's going to work for you. Maybe you do have a problem with certain foods in your life and you're eating too much of it. You know, you're having a little taste and you're just wanting more and more and more. You know, we have to look at our situation and be like, all right, what is going to work best for me? For me personally, I have restricted myself for years. I have allowed myself to look at those foods and label them as a bad food. And because I was always restricting myself from them, the moment would come where I would have a little taste of something. And because I hadn't tasted it in forever, binge mode, you know, restriction leads to binging. That's just what happens with addiction. And that was my case. All right, guys, so let's do a weight update for this week. It's really kind of been like a week and a half, I think, because I think I posted my video on a Wednesday, which I usually do Mondays. So it's been like a week and a half since my last weigh-in for you guys. But let's take a look. I'm 215.4. I was 218 at my last video. I lost 3 more pounds. And it just feels amazing. The most amazing part is that I'm not deprived. I don't feel deprived. And what an amazing feeling that is. Because the scale's not always going to be pretty. The scale is not always going to go down. And if we're restricting ourselves at the same exact time as that scale not giving us a pretty number when we've worked so hard, that messes with your head. That has messed with my head so many times. It's like you're working so hard and you just want to see the results, right? And when you don't see them, then what? By doing it this way, I'm focusing on calories. I am in a calorie deficit every day by 500 calories. And I focus on protein. I get at least 100 grams of protein every single day. And I make sure to get at least 20 grams of fiber every day. That has been the key to me losing weight. Do I still have special treats? Absolutely. Almost every day, guys. Almost every day I fit something into my calorie deficit. I lost 3 pounds this week. It's working. It's working. I'm not depriving myself. I'm not restricting myself. I feel like I'm living with freedom. And I ask myself, you know, like if I would have done this in the beginning 4.5 years ago, if I would have chosen to do it this way, would I have been successful? And I can't honestly answer that question. Me doing it now, I'm successful, it's working, it feels amazing. But I go back to, you know, when I first started this channel, I was a different person then. And there was a lot of learning that I had to do, and there was a lot of growing, and it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. And I feel like that's exactly what I've done in the last 4.5 years is I've put in the work. I've put in the work mentally to get to this place. And now this is a new chapter for me. This is a whole new chapter for me. And I'm not done. I am not even close to being done. And I'm not talking about weight. I'm talking about the mental battle. I'm not even close to being done because we have years and years and years of work to make up for. Years. I've changed. I'm a different person. I feel like a different person. And I'm going to talk about that in another video for you guys because the change that I'm going through right now is crazy. It's crazy. And I want to talk about it, but I don't want this video to be super long. So stay tuned for that because wow, I've lost 160 pounds, almost 159 from my highest weight. I've been around this weight for the last, what, 2-3 years. I think I lost the majority of my weight in the first year of this journey, and then I just struggled. And I hit setbacks, but then I would always come back. And it's all about the comeback, right? It's not about the setback, it's about the comeback. And I always came back. I always got back up. Every time I fell down, I always got back up. I kept pushing. I kept making myself a priority. I kept making this a priority. YouTube, you guys, you know, you have been such an important, special part of my journey. And I thank you because you're getting my butt moving every single day. Every day we wake up, we have a chance to be better. To be better than we were yesterday. To be better than we were 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It's not easy to put that work in every day, but that's why it's called work, right? If it doesn't challenge us, it doesn't change us. So we have to put the work in. We have to feel uncomfortable in order to feel comfortable. And it's like this new person inside of me is waking up. That's what it feels like. You know, I've been around this weight, fluctuating kind of up and down for the last 2-3 years. And that has been long enough for me to actually overcome this body dysmorphia. And be like, wow, this is me. You know, like I can look in the mirror and I see me now. Body dysmorphia is crazy. It's crazy because for so long I would look in the mirror or I would be walking and I would feel myself, right? Like I would feel like I was almost 400 pounds still for so long because I lived in that body my entire life. I lived in an obese body my entire life. And so I need to live this way before it feels natural to me. And that's the process that I'm going through right now. And it's a crazy, crazy process. Crazy. But I'm just so excited that I have figured this out. And so I want to talk to those of you who are struggling. Maybe you're in the same exact situation that I have been every single time that I've tried to lose weight. I would restrict myself. I would say, I can't have that. I can't have that. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and eat all your favorite foods and snack on sweets and, you know, that is not what I'm saying at all. At all. Because if it is going to trigger you, if it is going to make it worse for you, stay away from it. If staying away from those foods helps you and is easier for you, by all means do it. Finding what works for us is so important. But if you're still struggling like I was, and you can't seem to figure it out, I don't know, guys. I don't binge. I don't get cravings to like eat more. I mean, certain things, yeah, I mean, I'm human, right? Like I'll be eating something, okay, I can eat a little too much of that. But it's not that mentality where it's like, okay, well, I'm starting the egg fast on Monday, so I'm gonna have just a food party, you know, and eat all my favorite foods because I'm getting back on keto, so I know I'm not gonna be able to have these foods for a long time, so I'm gonna eat this and this and that. It's crazy. It's crazy. It messes with my head. So by telling myself, okay, well, I'm gonna be smart 80% of the time, be smart. It's an 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, be smart with your food choices. 20% of the time, live a little. And that's what's working for me. Guys, I have lost 28 pounds this year by doing this. I changed everything. I quit drinking also, which was huge for me. January 9th, I quit drinking and I still have not had a drink since then. So that was huge. And I've been working out. I've been consistent with it. I don't get every day that I want, but I still keep going. And I'm still just making this work. I'm not making excuses. And if the scale doesn't give me a number that I want, it's like, okay, well, I don't have to do anything strict, you know? And it feels good. It feels good. Like if I go on vacation or if I have a weekend where I splurge, you know, and I have fun and I eat over my calorie deficit and even over my maintenance, you know, like there are days that I do that. The old Steffi would be like, okay, now it's back on track. I can't have that. I can't have that. I can't have that. I gotta be super strict. I gotta cut my carbs low. And I don't do that anymore, and it's freeing. All I do is say, okay, you know, I ate a little bit too much yesterday. let's just get back on track today and just do my normal thing. I don't have to restrict myself. I don't have to starve myself. Oh, I feel like I overcomplicated things. But like I said, there was a lot of learning I had to do and a lot of growing. And I don't think I was ready. I don't think I was ready for this moment, but I am now. I am so ready. All right, guys, so in my last video, my day in the life of Steffi, part 2, my second video, I had a clip in there that I wanted to put in. I was waiting in line at the school to pick up the kids and filmed a little thing, and I totally forgot. So I'm going to put it in right here because it's important that we work smarter, not harder. So while I'm waiting here to get the kids, I'm in line right now. I just want to share with you guys one of the struggles that I've been having recently, or really always, is snacking at night. That is definitely when I am at my weakest. And I think a lot of you can relate to that. Like, we get to the end of the day and it's wind down time, you're relaxing, and ooh, here comes the munchies, right? Like, you want a snack. And most of the time I do pretty well. But I think it's super important that we set ourselves up for success. And so that is what I have been doing, really been focusing on, saying, okay, well, that's my weakest moment at night, right? That's when I want to snack. That's when I am more apt to mess up or have a little bit too much. And maybe something that's not so good for me, right? I have been retraining my brain to believe that that is okay. I am not a failure for having something at night. I am not a mess up. It's living. We're human. That's what's going to happen. But I need to set myself up for success. So I am the strongest during the day. I'm the strongest in the morning. And that's why I do intermittent fasting. So I fast until the middle of the day. Usually around 12:30, 1 o'clock is when I eat. Sometimes it's later, like today. I didn't eat my first meal until 2:15, I believe it was. So that's definitely when I am strongest. So if I kind of allow myself to eat some trigger foods, or whatever you want to call it, the yummy stuff that we should probably stay away from for the most part. If I allow myself to have something in the morning, I feel like that's it for me. You know, it's like I woke it up. I woke that appetite up. I woke up the monster inside of me. That's what I like to say. 'Cause that's what it feels like sometimes. When you're when you have a full-blown addiction going on, it feels like there's a monster inside of you. It's insane. So when I do that in the morning, I'm more apt to mess up throughout the day. I'm more apt to, grab those foods that I shouldn't be grabbing, and then not focus on the things that I should be, like protein and staying in my calorie deficit and things like that. So I just do the best that I can. I stay in my calorie deficit, and I leave myself some wiggle room, because I never know what kind of mood I'm going to be in at night. Like last night, I was hungry, but I just had a Greek yogurt and I had a banana. And then that satisfied me and I was good. But I leave some room in my calorie deficit so that if I do decide to have something that is higher in calorie, it's not going to matter as much, because it's not going to affect me. It's not going to affect the scale. Maybe depending on what food you eat, it could affect your body as far as inflammation and things like that. Of course, there's other factors that get involved there. But as far as my calorie deficit, I leave a little bit of room for me, because I know I am not at my strongest at night. So I just wanted to share with you guys that that's what I've been doing, and that is what has been working for me. So set yourselves up for success. Take a look at your life, reevaluate your life as far as, your weak moments and your strong moments. So, we're moving. So we just have to set ourselves up for success, right? We have to work smarter, not harder. So just wanted to share that. All right, guys, so I just took my measurements, and the last time I measured myself was May 4th. And yeah, I did lose 1/4 of an inch from my midsection, but I didn't lose anything on my upper belly or my lower belly. That all stayed the same. My bust stayed the same, but I lost 1/4 of an inch on my right leg and 3/4 of an inch on my right calf. So my right side is shrinking. But I've been really consistent with my leg workouts though. So I'm seeing the difference. I'm shrinking, losing inches. That's the goal. So pretty cool. All right, guys, so that's it for this video. If you're still watching right now, I want you to comment down below, I am worth it. Because you are so worth it. You are worth experimenting, trying new things. If something's not working for you, stop doing it. That's insanity. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results, but not getting them. It's insanity to keep doing it and not get the results you want. Try something new. If you've been struggling like I have, if you have a food addiction, hey, reach out to me. Send me an email, send me a message on Facebook, and I will help you. I'll help you get started and kind of have an idea of what you should do. Because this is obviously working for me, and I feel fantastic. I feel fantastic. So remember, you are worth it. You are so worth it. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and join my support group on Facebook. I'll see you guys at the next video. Stay safe and choose health. Bye, guys. Okay. Oops. Feel like, okay, I feel like it's like really close to my head. And I would say, I can't have that. I can't have